Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, please stow away your electronic devices and take a sip of your sangria. Welcome to Circa Agency. My name is Paul, and I will be your copywriter today. I am joined by Ornella, your art director, George, your account planner, Alicia, your creative lead, Elaine, your account director, Taylor, your public relations director, and last but not least, Nicole, your media director. If you'd please look above, you will notice there are no safety vests because this is not a real flight. It is a presentation, so please keep your eyes forward and attention on us. Now go ahead and take another big sip of that sangria because we are about to metaphorically take off.
Okay, so as Paul said, we're going to be assisting you through this flight. At every moment, please look at my cue card and do as instructed, all right? So first, a little bit background on Europa. For those of you that don't know, it is a cost-efficient airline. It is a Spanish airline. It travels directly to Spain, and it's very comfortable, but unfortunately, it's not really known in the United States. So what we're going to do about that is our business objective is to increase sales on international flights, and we're going to be doing that with our communication objective, which is to create brand awareness for Air Europa.
So when we were conducting our focus group, two compelling points came up. Everybody enjoys sitting on their couches and watching TV and relaxing. So when Maria said, when I'm on an airplane, I want to feel as if I'm on my couch at home, it really drew our attention because who doesn't want to be? Our second point came out when I asked the question, why do you want to go to Europe? What is it about Europe that you like? And Michael said, you can completely immerse yourself in a different culture. That is very interesting because to completely immerse yourself in a different culture and be a part of that place is truly unique. Our next slide is the target audience, which consists of the travelers. The travelers are 18 plus individuals that travel at least once a year. They seek adventure and relaxation, getting away from their daily routines and reaching a new perspective. And the two markets that we're going to try out are Miami. The two markets that we're going to target are Miami and New York. So now we're going to play a slide of Alicia's aunt when she asked her a question, and she's from Spain.
Menciona la primera aerolínea que piensas tú.
Air Europa.
So as you can see there, like the first one that came to mind was Air Europa. And what we want to do is we feel like there's an opportunity, since Air Europa has such a great presence in Spain and in Europe, to use that and reflect that in the United States and to get a percentage of the people that fly to Europe, And so we conducted secondary research, and what we found was the best brands strive to combine physical, emotional, and logical elements into one exceptional customer and employee experience. And then the second point that we found out was high growth firms are 75% more likely to be highly specialized. And so what we want to do is, our next thing is the insight. So brands that specialize in one thing provide a sense of confidence. It's better to be a master of one than a jack of all trades. So our strategy is to use iconic Spanish culture to highlight the benefits of transatlantic travel with Air Europa. So what we want to do is we want to give Air Europa a voice. Next slide. We want to give Air Europa a voice. So we want to highlight the experience Air Europa has to offer while providing a cultural tone. So the brand statement we want to provide is Air Europa isn't just an airline, it's an experience. And so with all this information, it led to our big idea, which is we do Spain, the Spanish experience. Everybody talks about traveling and going to different places, but every time you come back from vacation, you not only bring back memories, but also the culture.
So that brings us to our creative approach, which is Air Europa, Smart Choice, Spanish Touch. Our first execution will be print, where we will introduce a whole new Air Europa vocabulary, and it will be featured in travel magazines and local publications in the New York and Miami metro area. Our first vocab word is siesta. It's a noun. It's the fastest way from point A to point B. In business class, every seat turns into a bed. Air Europa, Smart Choice, Spanish Touch. The second one is taposphere. It's another noun. A culinary experience at 30,000 feet. Authentic tapas is served on every transatlantic flight. Air Europa, smart choice, Spanish touch. The third is flamenco, which is another noun. Flamenco, we don't dance around price. Non-stop flights from the US to Madrid starting at $449. Air Europa, smart choice, Spanish touch. So then we will take those prints and place them strategically in the New York and Miami metro areas. Same deal, Sky Esta, Flamenco, Tapasphere. And then our online execution will be when people search words like siesta, flamenco, and tapas, they will immediately get an ad for Air Europa that will highlight Sky Esta or Tapasphere or flamenco that will then have the definition, the fastest way from point A to point B, or the flamenco or Tapasphere.
So for our activations, we are gonna create a Skyesta booth, and we're gonna place it in JFK and Miami International Airports. This Skyesta booth basically is gonna be, we're gonna take a couple of the business class seats, and we're gonna place them there so you can enjoy your layovers with style, right? This Skyesta booth is just gonna be able if you are signed up for the SUMA program. If you already have that program, why don't take advantage of it? Most of the consumers stay loyal to a brand because of these types of program. So if you want to enjoy it, you have to sign up, and you can sign up there online or in your phone, whatever. Inside, you're going to have the Spanish experience of doing the siesta. So you're going to be encouraged to share over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media that you use, using the hashtag AA Grammar, which they already have. You guys are already using that at Instagram, Skyesta, and Magical Nap. Of course, this is gonna be like a place, so you are gonna be able to check in your Skyesta booth. For the Miami Dolphins partnership, we're gonna do the same activation, but for tapas. So we're gonna pick a couple of random customers, and we're gonna offer free wine, free beer, and free tapas so they can enjoy the Spanish experience while they are watching the game. Then again, you're gonna be able to share that on your social media accounts, hashtag #AAGrammar, hashtag Tapasphere, hashtag VIP. For our last execution, we create a radio spot that is gonna be streamed in Spotify, Pandora, iTunes Music, and also in New York and Miami local radio stations.
Repeat after me, class. Sky Esta.
Sky Esta.
Can anyone tell me what Sky Esta means? Yes, Robert?
A nap that allows you to travel at the speed of sleep?
That is partially correct, Robert. Does anybody else care to elaborate? Yes, Megan?
It is a luxurious travel feature on Air Europa flights that allows a seat to turn into a bed. This permits anyone to fall asleep in the United States and wake up in Spain.
Yes, Megan, a magical time-traveling nap.
Air Europa, smart choice, Spanish touch.
Okay, so now my lovely assistant Alicia is gonna hand the board card, like the recap card, so you can stay tuned what we did. We have our tagline. Is Smart Choice, Spanish Toys. We have Skyesta, Flamenco, Tapasphere. We have prints, billboards, BTL, radio, and a social media activation. Further opportunities with this campaign, we also think that after we place Air Europa as a traveling conductor to Spain, we do Germany, we do Italy, and beyond. So cheers and enjoy your sangria.
Thanks for metaphorically flying Circa Agency. We hope you enjoyed the presentation, and more importantly, your sangria.
Thank you.
Thank
Gracias.
you.
Yeah, let me tell you, the Skyesta flamenco and taposphere, I thought were very creative. Have you, by any chance, recorded those names? Have you copyrighted those names? Have you maybe used them somewhere? Is anybody using that anywhere?
We haven't seen it anywhere. So
you
as
haven't
far as we
seen it?
know, it's good to go.
Okay, so you may want to talk to Europa here to see about maybe getting those names registered somewhere. Very creative. The flamenco, I would think the flamenco someone has already, but I've never seen it. Very creative. Your dolphin execution. So when you said the two, you would have a couple of individuals that would be chosen and given free tapas that day. And is that going to be announced like at a game? So at a game, at halftime, or in the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter, you can announce as part of a dolphin program, you would say, and the Air Europa, we have,
Exactly.
Robert Jones sitting in whatever row, something like that?
Yeah, it would be announced, and then they would show up on the jumbotron. They would get free tapas and wine and beer, throughout the game. So it would promote Air Europa.
Okay. So other than Alicia's aunt, did you, any other, your research, how did you come across, because you had your target travelers.
Yes.
And I mean, that's a big number.
Yeah. I mean, what we wanted to do was we wanted to get as many people as possible in the Miami and New York areas to fly to Spain, because what we realized is that, like, the demographic is 18 plus that fly anywhere. Like, it could be anybody between 18 and 80 years old, and like it could be anybody within Miami and New York. And also, like, if you guys start flying out of different locations, we would put them in those locations as well.
Okay. Air Europa does not have an unlimited budget, so sometimes what you want to do is focus on a particular target as part of an execution, and then go after that target. And then you go after it in different ways: social media, younger, millennials, etc., and older folks in different ways. You want to make sure that you identify those that have the money to be able to spend and go to Europa. I mean, to fly. I got a couple more, but let me see if anybody else has anything.
Hi. I thought your campaign and your suggestions were very nice and tight, easy to follow, kind of main idea very clear. You presented it in a way with personality. You had great creative executions that we could really kind of see what it would look like. It was a unified look. So I saw a lot of strengths in what you did. Perhaps due to lack of time, or perhaps it looks like the only research you did was focus groups, right? The only primary research? You did more?
We had focus groups, surveys, and we did a lot of it one-on-one interviews as well.
Okay. Well, I guess so you didn't refer to it in the presentation, and again, I'm giving my feedback as a teacher. Showing how your recommendations, and especially your key strategy, is the result of research that you did, makes you seem so much more strong and credible, right? So my helpful, constructive feedback would be, it was very clear from the beginning, and you set up your argument, and our big idea is we do Spain and iconic Spanish things, but convince me why, based on the research that you did, this is what makes sense, and not just that it was you guys sitting around and came up with this cool idea, right? So just presentation-wise, that could have been kind of even stronger. And in general, if you did the research, the more that you can justify your recommendations by, we know that Instagram is a good strategy because of this. And we know that business travelers would be interested in this because this primary or this secondary research. It just makes your great ideas that are creative seem even stronger. Yeah, what I didn't see was kind of measurement and how you're going to demonstrate, you know, that you achieved what you said you're going to achieve. It's sales, but it's also awareness. So again, that just kind of packages it in an even better way if you can say, here's what we set out to do. Because, you know, it's the balance between showing off your creativeness, your creativity, and then showing that you understand what it takes to get it done, how hard it will be, what's actually a feasible change, and how you can demonstrate that you did it, right? So, and you may have that in your book, but in a presentation, it just like would have blown me away. And then finally, I want to say that I really liked, I also had a comment about the lack of segmenting and it being all travelers. But you know, there's campaigns like that, and I think there could have been arguments for that instead of very narrow targeting. But again, it would have helped maybe if you said, even though this might be too broad, here's why we think this campaign will work, right? Kind of anticipate what questions people might have of the target being too broad. But I really like that you ended also with the, you know, at this point we're starting with we do Spain, but this same strategy can be used for we do Germany and we do Italy and other things, because, you know, it has legs. It could, the client can see it as cost effective, right? Because if this works, we can continue to build on it. So to me, that makes it very attractive. So those are my comments. Great job.
By the way, I just wanted to highlight that last comment about we do Spain can also be focused to we do other countries. One thing in the presentation that I missed, but I understood that this campaign would be only for like the Miami US base, because once you get there, but at some point you do want to let the traveler or the target know that once they reach Madrid, they can also go to Germany. They can also go to other places. Okay? Good job. Good job.
Thank you.